I was just talking to this dude on my job, right? And he reminded me of my past self, right? Like before I read the Bible. So I was under the assumption that he read the Bible, and I asked him questions every day, like trying to open his mind so I can feed it, right? And so he finally told me today, like, hey man, I don't read the Bible. And I was like, oh man, I was under the assumption that you read the Bible. And I'm telling him, like, man, I used to didn't read the Bible either. And I was trying to tell my partner, who a reverend, I was saying, man, see, this is why I didn't want to read the Bible. Because how can I read something, right, and then not see myself in it? See, that's what I never understood about religion, right? I'm growing up and I'm learning how to be me, right? But I go in the church and the church tell me that I'm not responsible for me. So I'm saying to you, if I was a seed, right, and I came through the womb of my mother, so wouldn't my kind be in my mind? So if you plant a seed in soil, right? When you plant the seed in the soil, then when the seed let go of whatever it is, and whatever it is then come through the soil, and then it sprouts, right? You still don't know what it is, but you see it developing, right? So now it grows, and until it bear fruit, then how would you know what kind of tree it is? See what I'm saying? So if I am a seed, right, and I am the answers to my ancestors' prayers, and my ancestors' prayers then created me, right? Then wouldn't I be a seed with plentiful roots? Because the prayers that generated me came from many different prayers, many different sources. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I have to now become all of those prayers. So I was trying to tell the dude, I'm saying, man, when I read the Bible, I saw another root that I didn't design. You see what I'm saying? And I'm saying, well, man, I'm the controller of this lawsuit, but how do I control the minds that wrote the scriptures? So when but see, I don't read the scriptures like you do. I ask my computer about what I did, right? And then it tells me what to tell you. So, cause I got that from when I was in church, and the preacher used to say, God told me to tell you. So this is what I'm saying, right? If I'm dealing in a situation that I'm not accustomed to dealing with, then the only way I know how to deal with the situation is how I'm learning how to deal with it. Now, how can I see what you who have lost your way see if I have never lost my way? Because my plan has worked to perfection. But the only problem is I'm having a problem trying to get people to see how perfect my plan is. So they telling me what their problem is, and I'm saying, well, listen, do you have a plan? You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna get out of somebody's plot, then you have to plan a step-by-step regimen, right? And every time you achieve a step, you're closer to getting out of what you're in. So I was telling my partners, right? I said, what is the difference between being in something and getting out of something? See, what is the difference? Because when you get into something, right, 9 times out of 10, you know what you're getting into because you're doing it, right? Say if you robbing somebody, if you selling drugs, or you prostituting, or whatever you're doing it, right? So you're in that because you're in it, you're doing it. Now, people who see you doing it, they in it too, but they on the outside looking in. See, they don't know why you doing it. You know, they just saying that what you doing is not you. It's beneath you, right? Because they care for you. But you in it. See, and if you addicted or whatever and they've never been addicted to something, then they don't understand that you can't get out of what you're addicted to. Because somebody has altered your mind. See, that's why the person who committed crack, and it's a commit. And I meant that, you know what I mean? But I was saying created it because you got to be committed to your creation. See, just like I'm committed to this lawsuit, see, I'm committed to it, right? Because it's part of me. You see what I'm saying? Just like whoever created crack, it's part of them. But they created it to control the person that they addict to it. So basically, you're not addicted to the crack, you addicted to the crack creator. See, because if the creator of crack stopped using the formula that they used to create the crack, then the crack addict got to cease because there's no more crack. You see what I'm saying? So if the truth has left the soil of your understanding, and what was replaced is deception, then your thoughts are toxic. You see what I'm saying? Because the knowledge is toxic. So that's why the truth is a remedy. Because the truth then allows you to see everything that's anti-truth. See, that's why a person goes through so much to stop your truth. Because then the truth is like a big bang. See what I'm saying? Especially when you tell that truth in court. Because then you become case law, not a scripture. You become a living, breathing testament. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm trying to tell this dude about me, I thought I was telling him about his God. You see what I'm saying? But I was telling him about my God. Because I don't want to... See, because once you walking through the valley of the shadow of death like I am, right? Then you're trying not to offend no one because you walking through the valley of the shadow of death. And if you lose your life, then your life no longer is a living testament, right? Because your testimony has come to its end. Now it's a crime. So what I did was I judged the people, right, in court, see, by name. And then when I read the Bible and the Quran, I saw the spirit that had infiltrated that name, that body. And so now I see what Jesus was talking about when he was talking about the body is a temple. But how about if the devil has infiltrated the temple? Then wouldn't I then, for whom is the prayers of my ancestors, the answer to the prayers of my ancestor, then wouldn't I then have to cut off all of the deceptive thoughts that have caused my people to be mentally slaves? See, you are mental slaves. You're no longer physical slaves. See, they have learned how to get you to think that you're free. That's why your thoughts are toxic. See, so when the truth come to you and show the toxicity in your thoughts, then your thoughts become barbaric. See, because now you start to play the roles that you paying to play. See, so if you're performing, then why would you stop performing? See, if you living out of the Bible, then you're going to act like the Pharisees. You're going to act like the high priest Caiaphas. You're going to act like the high priestess. See, now you call yourselves cardinals, rabbis, deacons. See what I'm saying? See, you all like make up a title and then you say God gave it to you. But I'm saying, well, how did God give you anything here on earth unless God became human? So now, if your God was once human, then why I am not human as my God? See, why do your God's testimony live, but it only lived through someone else's version of your God. So if Jesus was a peasant, he was property of Julius Caesar. Now this is now whether you want to believe it or not, but if you read your scriptures, the king Herod was property of Caesar. So that means Caesar toppled him and then left him in control of nothing, because Pontius Pilate had more power than him. See, so now if you look at it, right, the king of Israel, because if Jesus is from the lineage of King David, and King David was the king of Israel, then King Herndon was the king of Israel, and he was property of Julius Caesar, just like Aaron was property of Pharaoh. So now, if Aaron became the first prophet of the Israelites, and Moses was his God according to the scriptures, then how did God, for whom was Moses, now not exist? See, why does not the Israelites speak of Moses like the followers of Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee speak of Jesus Christ? So do they speak of Jesus Christ because they killed Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee? So now you couldn't sell Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee, so you turn him into Jesus Christ, and now you celebrate his birthday. It's nothing in the Bible say that December 25th is the day that Jesus was born. See, so see, this is what I'm saying. If I am being thorough on my testament, why are you questioning my testimony with something that's not thorough? You are questioning my firsthand authentication of my living testimony of who I am with what Saul, who changed his name to Paul, who told you that Jesus told him something from heaven, and you believe that. But now you don't believe that I went into the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida and emancipated my people, and also answered all of the prayers of my ancestors for whom prayed to have the ability to go into the courthouse and have equal protection under the law and defend themselves. But now see me, because I am of them, I could not defend myself and then answer their many prayers. So what I had to do was use the truth that they prayed for to then answer their descendants' prayers. See? But then now their descendants is telling me that I should have prayed. And I'm saying, well, who would have answered the prayers of our ancestors and as well as your prayers if I would have prayed? Who would have answered the prayers to the praying? If everybody's praying, who going to answer the prayers? Who going to do the work? But now that I've done the work, you want to then persecute me in the name of Jesus. But didn't Jesus say, even if you don't believe me, believe the works? So now, how can the preachers for whom read to show themselves approved then deny the works that have been done and manifested in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida ever since August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning? And then the second coming of my truth came federally in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning. So how can you be saved by the word of Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee's testimony, or the testimony of the prophet Muhammad, or any prophet in the Bible, and Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. does not be saved by his testimony that he gave in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12, 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, and then he gave it in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, before he introduced himself to the world as King Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of Four Castles Incorporated. See, did I not do the work before I then assumed the title? Why y'all assuming the title without doing the work?